friends? I've got a short circuit workout for you. So this circuit has 5 moves. You're gonna do each move for 10 reps. Once you do all of the exercises for 10 reps, you're gonna take about a minute, minute and a half rest, and then you're gonna start back up at the top. You've got 5 total rounds. So that's 5 exercises, 10 reps, 5 rounds. I'm gonna demo the moves, make sure you got that all dialed in, and then you are gonna hit it. Ready? Let's do this. Split stance deadlift. So, normal deadlift, your feet are hip width. Split stance, you're gonna take your foot, take it about a foot behind you. You're gonna give a little bend to the knees. Just like that deadlift, retract your shoulders, brace your core. So this is still a hinge at the hip. I'm maintaining a neutral spine. And then I'm squeezing my glutes, coming back up to standing. I'm maintaining a little bend in that back knee. Hinging at the hip. Shoulders stay retracted, chin stays tucked. Squeeze to stand. So really feeling this in my front hamstring and glute. This is a really, really powerful hamstring exercise. Core is on, shoulders retracted, nice strong posture. That is your split stance deadlift. You got 10 on that right side, then you're gonna switch 10 on that left side. Squat press, bring your weights up in front of you. Take your elbows, tuck them in nice and close. You're gonna come into that mid stance for your squat. So feet just outside hip width, turn your toes out to about 45 degrees. So from here, I'm gonna make sure my shoulders are retracted. We don't want those shoulders rounding here. These weights are already trying to pull us forward. So we've got to use our postural muscles in between those shoulder blades and then core to really keep these nice and upright, spine nice and neutral and strong. You're going to take a breath in, drop into a nice squat, exhale, use the power of that press or that squat to stand yourself up. So down, press, down, press. Notice I'm using my exhale to power those weights overhead. Control the lower, down, press. At the top of my press, my ribs are knit down to my hips, glutes are on, core is nice and retracted in. You find that standing plank. Squat press. Tricep dips. So grab your chair, you're gonna scoot your booty off the chair, hands are gonna come by those hips. From here, I want you to take your thumbs, rotate those palms out just a little bit, about 45 degrees. What this does is it takes your shoulders and rolls them back and down. You really wanna keep that chest open, shoulders back and down to avoid this position, which puts a lot of pressure on that rotator cuff, that front of the shoulder joint. So we're gonna reverse that. Shoulders pull back and down. Hands are rotated out just a little bit. From there, I'm gonna drop down. My shoulders stay away from my ears so they're not creeping up. They're staying nice and packed in. Elbows go straight back, pressing up. And I really, when I externally rotate those hands a little bit, I really feel this in my triceps. Whew. Pressing through those hands. To make it more difficult, you put those legs out, brace your core, as long as it's not at the cost of those shoulders rounding forward. Remember, keep those shoulders back and down, back and down. Tricep dips. Lunge to a high row. So come into a lunge position. Feet are hip width distance apart. You're gonna lower down into a lunge, a little hinge of the torso here. You're gonna take your elbows, give me a nice row squeeze. Elbows are about 45 degrees, so they're not tucked in, but they're also not super duper flared out. So 45 degrees. You're gonna release that row, stand yourself back up. So it's a lunge, row, stand. So I'm getting both upper and lower at the same time. Lots of coordination, lots of balance happening. So be gentle, take your time. Down and up. Really feeling this in my front quad and also through that upper and mid back. So once you do all 10 on that right leg, you'd switch 10 on that other leg. Plank and pull through. So you're just gonna need one weight here. You're gonna start in a plank. Up on hands here, take your weight outside your right hand. Come up to plank. Take your feet a little bit wider than normal. Tuck your pelvis under, squeeze your glutes. I'm gonna take my left hand, reach through, drag that weight towards the left. Hand comes down, squeeze glutes. Drag weight over to the right. Hand comes down. Drag it across. So what this weight is trying to do is to pull my plank out of alignment. And I'm doing the best that I can to keep my hips square, parallel to the ground. Whew. Another option is to be down on your knees. Same thing. Tuck that pelvis under, squeeze your glutes, drag that weight across. Stay super stable in that torso. For this, you've got 5 each side, and that equals 10 total. That's your plank with a drag through.